Dan, and thanks for joining us. We're in with some rebroadcast games from the Welsh Masters 2022 at Five Star Games in Cardiff. This round is going to be the one to watch. It's the Karchev mirror match. Lovely as that sounds. So we're on round 6. So there's one game beyond this, and this is Rob McCormick playing Andy Devine. So Karchev in both factions that you can play in. So it should be quite cool. I've not watched the game back yet, but the lists for you lovely people at home I'll go over in a second. But don't forget, if you can subscribe, like, follow, use your subs on Twitch, and use the affiliate link in the comments, in the description rather, if you want to buy some toys in the UK, because it helps the channel a bit. And we'll look through what we've got. So Andy is running Karchev in Crix. So Karchev with 5 Desecrators, Dara Wraith, Ragman, 2 Warwitch Sirens, 3 Necrotechs, a Soul Trapper, 2 lots of Necrosurgeon and Stitch Thralls, and 3 min units of Mechana Thralls with 3 Brute Thralls each. And across to the other side, in the Kador corner, this is like the proper good match should be, is obviously Karchev 2 with Rob from Rob, with a Grey Lodge Adjunct, 2 Marauders, 3 Juggernauts, Behemoth, Sorcerer Zero with a Rager, 2 units of Chaos Eliminators, and a Death Archon. So should hopefully be really interesting. We're playing, they're playing Recon, and if we're looking at the table, in fact, if I switch to top down for a second, we'll just talk about what's on the table. So on the left zone is obviously a building and obstruction, and then at the bottom of the zone is another obstruction, like that barrel thing. The brown sort of thing in the centre top is rubble, rough terrain, and then with a cloud in the middle, that irregular shaped whitey grey thing is a cloud. The right zone has got a big trench series on the top, and at the bottom has got a acid pool and a forest. I believe didn't bother putting down trees, knowing that it's going to get removed in 2 seconds time. And just below the middle of the zone, where Rob's just putting his stuff, is a wall. So it's going to be interesting. So we're seeing the players swap sides to start deploying. I've not seen the Karchev mirror before. This is obviously Crix versus Kador, so it's gonna be interesting to see how it goes. So obviously the Kador version's got a lot less disposable pieces. Whereas Andy's got these dudes of Mechanic Thralls and the Stitch Thralls that can sort of die, recur, and just be feeding in. And Mortal Fear, not going to be a big deal this game either. Not for either. I think the Karchevs, themselves, are the only thing that are actually. Oh, and the Chaos Eliminators are going to be the things that can care about Mortal Fear. I guess Dara Wraith. But it means like the Dara can potentially get some other work done instead. He's got options, whereas the Archon's just going to be there for going in and doing some damage, which is okay. They're definitely no slouches. It's not like they're going to sit there at the back and just cry that they can't do Mortal Fear. So it'll be really, really interesting to see how the game plays out. Is it going to be like just an absolute bloodbath, or is someone going to like sort of push towards scenario? If you look at the corner of both zones is a flag, so the innermost corner on each player's side, and Rob's put down a big circle on his, which is, I think it's like is it a forest he gets out of his theme? So all of his stuff, all of the jacks I should say, have got Pathfinder for it being in the Kador theme as expected, and over on quick side of the table, all the heavies have got Carapace, and obviously Andy's got the advantage of having an ambushing unit. Both are taking the true sight objective, so both are taking observatory, I think. Obviously that central cloud is going to be a pain in the ass, but Rob's got obviously the adjunct as well. I'm not sure if Andy's got anything to give him ways to see through the cloud apart from the objective. No, I don't think he does. But yeah, I guess he just needs to push up and make sure it's not an issue. But it's quite a small cloud, so it might not be too impactful. We'll see. So like I said, scenario is two rectangular zones, a flag in the middle, a flag on in the corner, and then objectives in between the two zones. But yeah, I feel like this is going to be a cool one to watch. Both like very very accomplished, very practiced players in their card chef lists. Like Rob's pretty much sort of set the standard over here for card chef in Khador, and I think Andy's threatening to do the same for Crix. I think the Crix variety's got a bit more or depth to it. Like I said in the last game, if you watched it, some people are playing it with Gatsby with some stuff on him instead. Some people are playing the Wraith engine sort of variant that Brad Park's been playing over in the States. But this is definitely like a multi-tiered fuck you list from Crix. Lots of gear checks all in one list. Which should be interesting to see. So we're running and about to see the start. So Rob's won the role and chosen to go first, and Andy's chosen the side that doesn't have a massive forest and an acid bath to have to worry about. So, for his army of dudes, a bit better that side for him. It's the lovely shake. The lovely shake of the hand, and off we go. So I think that's the adjunct just going up. And imagine it's just going to be like a lot of people doing stuff. Is this Behemoth? That looks like Behemoth. Obviously, there's trying not to land stuff in the acid, but he's trying to just get as far forward as he can. Speed 4 on that first turn for Khador is a little bit sad. Andy's going to threaten to push a lot further forward on his first turn, as well as like the deployment difference. He's got a bunch of guys that can just run faster without having to worry about it. And then over here on the right hand side, with the Death Archon going into the theme piece, and just basically just parking all the heavies as far forward as he possibly can. Got the Karte Eliminators running up on the left, and the second unit of the Kartes, I'm assuming, going to run to the right, which is exactly what they do. A little bit close together, but I think they're far enough out that it's very unlikely that you can get anything to a point where you're worried about it. So over to Andy's turn. He's already stuck down the stick of doom, so you can see how far the Karchev heavy threaten is. Basically the entire length of the zone from where they are, pretty much. And obviously he's got Isle of Sight from the objective. True Sight from the objective, not Isle of Sight. And he's got the adjunct to give someone guidance. So Isle of Sight and magical weapons, should they need it. So yeah, this should be spicy. And he's obviously holding back a unit of Mechanithrals ready for ambush, so they can come out next turn, which might be important. We're now watching anyone that ever said at school, "I'll never need trigonometry and angles and stuff like that." Well, mostly this is true, but not entirely. So Andy's just using his sticks to actually make sure he's not going to be in charge range of. Not going to just take Rob's army on the chin. So this is the 5 Desecrators are running forward. And then it's going to quickly look again. So we got Rob has got 3 Marauders, Behemoth, all very, very capable of doing a lot of damage. And then the Marauders, 2 Marauders, and a Rager. So less impactful. So we've got 4 quality heavies, 2 not so good heavies, and Yeah, and a budget heavy. And then that's on the Kado side. Then on the Crick side, we've got 5 Desecrators. Obviously, they've got that crit shred for extra damage, extra attacks. And he's got Ragman with him. He's got some damage buffs. And then the load of Mechanosaurs and Brutes who can just combo strike and get to like quite decent punchy level. I think the Brutes come in at like power 21 if Ragman's involved, which is quite tasty. So Andy's just running forward with everything. He's putting a bunch of Mechanosaurs in front of his line. So even though Rob can't get to his Jacks, he's sort of putting them there to threaten to go deeper with them next turn. And if they die, it's fine because they'll just get brought back. It's pretty baller. And then Karchev's going to, I think, cast Lock Horns and charge up the table by the looks of things. And then we just see a bunch of solos run in to get into positions. And then we'll be passing the turn. So, on to Khador. Khador, turn 2. So, just doing a bit of maths, working out if he's going to bother allocating anything. So yeah, as we see, this line here. If we look top down for a second, you see the line of Desecrators across the top of the screen. The large bases are all outside of charge range. So, and every one of the Brutes rolls is a shield guard. So Behemoth is going to really struggle to get any like significant work done with his guns. Because Andy can just choose where it goes. So Rob's got to either start sort of trimming the stuff in front, or he'll get charged by it, or just have it run to be in an annoying place. Obviously, he can do some stuff like tramples over the top of them, but he's got to at least recognise that if he's not gonna, he's got to go into scenario basically. Like Andy's in a spot where if Rob doesn't go into scenario, he doesn't push forward enough, he's got the potential to score quite 2, 3, 4 easily, I would say, if Rob doesn't push in. So Rob's got to basically go into threat range of Andy's heavies, and in fact Andy's army. There's no option basically. Oh, okay. Well, that's big. So Ragman's just been killed by Behemoth's gun. That's really really important move for Rob there. So I think that was targeting something else to get Ragman just with a blast damage and kill him. So a bit of a misplay there by Andy, maybe putting him too far forward and within range to get sniped out. That's going to potentially bite him in the ass in the future. So, a bunch of the Mechanosaurs dying along with poor Ragman, but nothing significant, and obviously just filling up. I imagine the support crew behind, just giving them some extra corpses, waiting to build more bodies. This is going to be interesting because there's the room that to Rob to like space out, but he's got to commit to doing something. So we've seen 2 heavies in the left zone. So Behemoth and I think that's one of the Juggernauts in the left zone. Karchev's coming forward. Obviously he's going to have locked horns in a surprise to no one. We can see as well that the Rob sort of positioned his second line of Jacks just behind, so they're ready to go forward when they need to. So what he's got to do is basically take the punch, hopefully not lose everything in the zones, and then be able to punch back. I think that's what this game is going to be about. It's really, really unfortunate for Andy that he's lost Ragman already, because obviously Andy wants to be able to punch hard enough to crack these Khador heavies. And it's going to be a bit harder without the damage swing there. But there's plenty of game to go. So let's find out. Rob's really thinking about what he's committing where. I think we're seeing one heavy in the right zone. But only one heavy? Well, this is interesting. So we've got... I think it looks like Rob's handled most of the stuff apart from the Khazes, who are going to just change where they're just going to sort of pull back. So Rob needs to be considering the ambush threat of the Mechanic Rolls and Sitch Rolls, and Mechanic Rolls and the Brutes Rolls. But at the same time, on this right flank, that's a forest, so as long as he's like 3 inches in, he just doesn't have to care. Death Archon's going to say where it is. And on the left-hand flank, he's doing something similar, where one of them is pulling back towards the centre, one of them's not. So we've got... So by the looks of things... Let's change the view and have a little check. By the looks of things, we've got 2 heavies in the left zone, 1 heavy in the right zone, and everything else just behind, ready to make the most of it. And then down goes the ambush sticks. So we can see that there's going to be the option to start putting some beat down on that left. Is it Juggernaut? It's hard to tell if it's a Juggernaut or Marauder, so it's apologies. I think that in the right hand zone, if I swap the screen, you can see that they've got like the shovel fist. So the right hand blue jack at the bottom of the screen now is a Marauder, and in the top, I believe, is Behemoth and a Juggernaut. But it's hard to tell from here. Hard to tell. But anyway, we're getting the ambushes coming on. They're prepping, so we'll have the Brutes Walls lining up like directly across from the heavy, I'd imagine. And the Mechanic Walls sort of set to go in as deep as they can. Between them, they've got a good amount of attacks, so they just need to get some spiky dice though to get that Eliminator, because the Eliminator is just going to be really hard for the Mechanic Walls to hit. But they could literally just run and just deny them going anywhere, or make it more difficult for them to go anywhere. So they'll have to kill their way out, or someone will have to, just to stop them from being able to run sort of rough shot and go and run into awkward positions to contest stuff like Andy's flag. So we're looking at allocation and powering up on the Crix side. So this is turn 2 for Crix. So this is the start of the scoring for the scenario. So Andy's really looking to see if he can get ahead. So if he can get significantly ahead on this turn, then that's going to be real big. Like, to a point where it might then be, while everyone's busy killing each other and smashing jacks' faces against each other, Andy can potentially set this line for engagement on Rob's side of the table, where he's contesting and scoring, or if all goes perfectly, he clears both zones, scores them both, scores his flag, and scores the objective. So goes 4-0 up, and then sets that line of engagement right at the edge of Rob's zone. So it makes it really hard for Rob to score, and really hard for Rob to contest. So I don't know if that's Andy's plan going to this turn, but he's setting up to do a lot of damage this turn. One of the advantages he's got is he doesn't have to, with Ragman off the picture, he doesn't have to worry about where things go. It's all just going to do exactly what it does. So in go the mechanic rolls. In come the 3 brute rolls, and then in come a bunch of mechanic rolls into the Kaze. And is he going to hang back with some? I think Andy's like misplaced where one of his mechanics was, I think. So right, so we've gone in. So we've got 3 brutes and 2 mechanics rolls onto the heavy. So let's assume they're combo striking. So power 19 versus armor 22. So it's not particularly bad. Yeah, they're gonna do. They got the potential to do some good damage here, but Andy needs to roll some dice. So one of the things like that I'm always like a proponent of is no matter how shit your matchup might look, how lost the game might like appear, people have to roll dice. And sometimes they just roll double ones 3 times in a row, or it comes to the damage and you'd like roll like 2s, 3s, and 4s, and what you thought was a sure thing suddenly goes spiraling down the drain. So yeah. Definitely come and join my team of play the fucking game, don't give up, because yeah, dice can flip your game over and fuck your best laid plans quite easily. So seeing the next unit, so that's the ambition guys have gone in. They've dinged up that heavy on the left of the zone, on the top of the zone as we're watching it right now. And then we're running some mechanics rolls. So it looks like Andy's not going to be going all in. I would presume at this point. So he might be those brute force might be there just to try and block stuff from getting to the flag to contest it. But I don't think he's going to have. But where they are, there's not going to be anything really to follow through to finish off that top heavy that's just been beaten up. So yeah, I think that's what we're doing, is just basically going in with all of his expendable stuff, softening up everything he can, and blocking routes, so he can start scoring. He can start softening up the Kado heavies, and then he's in a much better spot. Yeah, if he can get the heavies, the Kado heavies, like sort of maybe a third dead before he actually has to go into melee, and slow them down with the weight of mechanics rolls and the recurring with the brute rolls to stop them being able to trample forward, stuff like that, then maybe that becomes his plan. There's so many options here, right, for both players. It's really cool. With Full Throttle and Abattoir, there's like definitely the potential for Khador Kharchev to get a lot of kills on the infantry. So yeah, I guess Andy's got to basically just make sure he's going to get the most out of his heavies when he goes in, just because he's outnumbered. So he needs to really leverage that this bloat of infantry, get the most out of them. So it's going forward a little bit, shooting up the Archon, I think. I don't know, he's rolling a location, so not the Archon. So, who is he shooting at? Because there's definitely an AoE's gone down over the back jack there. So I'm sure that's just like perfectly landed. I'm assuming he's not gone that far forward. And then just doing a bit of chip damage with the blast. And then here are Mechanothrals running up. And the brutes. Robert the Brutes behind. And then we've got the next Desecrator. So I think what Andy's doing is focusing on the premium heavies. Not worried so much about the... Oh, is he trying to kill the Archon? I might be trying to kill the Archon, yeah. So he can't just chew through his infantry. But I think doing both things, I think, is a really good plan. You know, if you can kill the Archon, stop it from just mincing through his infantry, and if you can weaken up the premium heavies, because the Marauders are gonna struggle more than the Juggernaut and the Behemoth. If you can remove arms on, axe arms on the Juggers, and remove some of the threat from Behemoth, then it's going to be in a lot better position. And then we've got a bunch of support models running around, making sure he's got repair boys ready and Stitchwells ready to pick up corpses when things start dying. And this is the next Desecrator going forward. He's definitely putting a lot into this Archon. So the Archon gets killed. There's a huge little corridor, like a conga line of Desecrator AoEs here, where things have missed. But yeah, he's removed one big threat for his infantry side, but I'm not sure that Rob's gonna care that much about it. Obviously, it's great if he can go in and just clear a bunch of stuff and flicker out of the way. But at the same time, I think he's got the volume of attacks to probably deal with the infantry that's put in his face anyway. So with stuff kind of right in his face, he's got the option to abattoir and get some attacks, some easy attacks right on his guys. And also, Kharchev could probably just spray through his own dudes, just try and clip and clear out some of the Mechanothrals at least. Whether or not he does that, we will see. We will see. Let's have a look top down. So as you can see there, the right zone, we've got this conga line of AoEs. So no scoring from Rob on this turn, and he just goes to one up. So just takes his flag, but gets the Archon off Rob's flag and gets rid of it. So Rob's kind of starting to work out where exactly he's going and how deep he's going to be going next to this turn. But if he's not lost any heavy, he's got one tied down on the left hand side, and just needs to make sure that he doesn't lose too many heavies this turn. You don't want to go even on heavies before they get to go into each other. Because if you kill half of them on the way in, then they're only going to kill a third of yours on the way back. It's gonna the mass isn't going to end up in your favour if it's just one-on-one, if you've got to take the hit. So this is Kaze walking around, stabbing Mechanothrals. Kharchev is activating, I think, now. So yeah, he is aiming a shot, just killing a random Mechanothrol. Castle Horns, and then the first of his heavies is going in. I presume he's got either sight from the adjunct or true sight from the objective, so he charges in for free with full throttle. he gets a focus when he lands there, because I think Rob has featured here to get there. Because there's if he's going in, he may as well go in. So he just killed a little guy. I'm assuming this is a Juggernaut and he's gone in and used his crappy fist just to kill a random mechanical rather than wasting it on the Desecrator. Both players like being really good with their placements and their measurements. If you've got sticks, it's worth using them. It just makes the game so clean. So making sure he stays inside the feet. So he charges, then he gets the focus when he gets there. And he's going to start beating down on... I'm not sure if he's beating on the Brute Thrall. So look, this is on the right hand side, just outside of the zone, just slightly right of centre. So he's just hitting in jack on jack, just trying to soften them up. Andy's bonus he's got here is if Rob isn't killing the jacks, then the Crix list has got mechanics behind them. So if he's crippling systems but leaving them alive, then there's the potential that they're not crippled by the time they start punching back. Obviously makes it much easier to kill them the next turn, but definitely something to consider. Is if he weakens 5 jacks, doesn't kill any, then all them jacks will hit just as hard as they would have if they were fully functional. Just with a couple of repair bots here and there. So we'll see what he gets out of it. So this is the Kaze is surfing through people. And then we've got a Marauder on the right-hand side. The blue Marauder has got a proxy base down to go into Desecrator. But Rob is tantalisingly flipping back across the other side. So he's got the heavy that's just surrounded by mech and brute thralls on the left, on the top side. It's just starting to clear out people. So he's kills I think 2 of the brute thralls there. Oh, sorry, one of the brute thralls goes down. 2 of the brute thralls goes down. Might be all 3 of them, in fact. I think it's just got 2 mechanic thralls engaged in it now. So not super worried. But I say that, not super worried, depending on how many boxes it's got left, because but no charging from those 2 at least. But he's got a couple behind, so he's got the potential to charge in and do some combo strikes, and get a bit of extra damage. So over in the middle, we're doing a bit of support movement for Rob. I think Sorcerer's working out what she's doing with her life choices, making sure she stays safe. Boundless Charge becomes a lot less useful after the turn where everything goes into combat. And we're doing bit of proxying, bit of measurements, trying to work out exactly what's going to land where. So this is we flip to the top down. So this is just outside the left zone, but it looks like it's probably within 4 of the Crix flag. So it's going up and starting to beat on the next that first desecrator that started getting hit in the middle. And off he goes. So 1 heavy down. And then on the right hand side, we've got the blue Juggernaut going in. So he's slamming this guy. So the Desecrator on the right gets slammed out of the zone over the top of one of the Mechanothralls. Doesn't get knocked down because he's got his 4 crabby legs to keep him upright. Not a huge amount left for Rob to go. So we've got Behemoth. He's thinking about what he's doing. So he's just going to stand forward, and off he does. So these are just 3 strikes. They're just not doing anything. So Behemoth just walks away from combat, chinned the 3 strikes because he can, and is now shooting back into the zone to try and clear a bunch of the Crix infantry. And then on the right side, Rob moves up and ends his turn. So there's nothing on Rob's flag, and it looks like Andy's might be being contested. So it's going to be 1-0 in favour of Crix, in favour of Andy at the top of the screen, going into his turn 3. So he's lost one of the Desecrators and is ready to see what he can get back out of this turn. This is gonna be real interesting. How does the Crix list punch hard enough? Because there's been this thing since they came out of people swinging back and forth in the argument of the Khador list is better, the Crix list is better, the Khador list is better, the Crix list is better. And there's definitely arguments for both to be better. But, you know, is anyone? I'm not sure. Like, the Wraith Engine version, I don't think Khador minds as much because they've got an adjunct, so they can just stick, like, you know, they can take the magic weapon objective, so they can stick a Marauder in, and then a second Marauder in potentially, and just be like, well, that's fine, but, you know, we're Weapon Master heavies. So the Wraith Engine doesn't sort of do too well in theory, I think, in that match. So this is as you see, the little Welsh token goes down, which is Feat's turn for Karchev on the Crix side. So we lock Tornsing. So it looks like Karchev's like Andy's deciding that Karchev's got to go and do some work himself here. Which is a bold play. It's a bold move, Cotton. Yeah, yeah. He's gonna start beating down on this Juggernaut, I think. Looking at it, I think it's Juggernaut. I think there's an axe. So getting some underwhelming damage from Karchev. You see, if I flip the screen for you, you should be able to just about see Rob's phone. So that Jack is probably like 2/3 dead, but he's not. 2/3, but he's still there. Over on the left zone, we've got the Mechanothralls. We've got two or three charging back in, and then 2 of them just in melee. So we've got, I think it was 3 that got to do the charge. So they're going to get the boosted combo strike. The others not so much. I think this is Dara charging in. Yeah, it's Dara. So charges in. Just a kill. Not sure if you cast anything or just repos. And then this next unit of Mechanothralls. So the Kaze survives being hit once and doesn't manage to get hit anymore. Like the Mechanothralls like absolutely can't move away from it, unfortunately. Yeah, they just auto die. So we're seeing what work can be done here. So got a Desecrator just on the right hand side of center, swinging into one of the heavies in the middle. Not getting lucky with the crits there. So the great thing, obviously, about the Desecrators, if you haven't seen it, is Karchev casts full throttle, so they're getting boosted attack rolls, and every time they crit, they get an extra attack. So they'll crit, and then they'll quick shred, and get an extra attack, and then they can crit, get an extra attack, and they can crit and get extra attack. So it's just like a never-ending line of horror where they just keep on beating your stuff to death. But obviously the boost helps to get those crits, but it doesn't guarantee it. So I think there's some miscommunication between the players here, where they've just basically resolved straight away. Like one of the things you'll have seen across all the games in the Welsh is the players are there to have a good time. Obviously there's competitive games going on, but people are decent, and where a miscommunication's happened, they're obviously quite happy to try and resolve and fix it. So we're getting some more Desecrator attacks, and off comes a heavy. So this is the second heavy that Rob's now lost. And off comes the next Desecrator into the Marauder. So he's getting good work done. My worry would be where Karchev has had to commit, and that he's not as safe as he needs to be. Like even if Andy could run something into Behemoth, if he can't. You can't stop that thing from being removed by Rob's Karchev and the other heavy that's down there to free Behemoth up to go deep or to go into Karchev. And Behemoth is going to do like a lot of damage when you rocks over the combat. Them armor piercing fists, because obviously why aren't they armor piercing? Gonna put a lot of hurt into anything. It might be that he doesn't get the option. But like where things are right now, it definitely looks like that might be what happens. So we got some more Mechanothralls moving around, trying to kill the Eliminator and struggling. And I think the right hand unit of Mechanical Trolls. Or there might be the Stitch Trolls actually just running to be contesting. And off they go. So Rob's turn. So no one's scoring. And yeah, he's measuring up straight away. He's looking at that angle and going, can I get Behemoth into Karchev, I think. So we've getting power up and allocation. This could be the end for the Crix game. Yeah, and okay, yeah. So a proxy base goes down. So we know where Behemoth wants to go. There's a Kaze Eliminator next to the guys next to him, so he needs to she needs to do some work and just clear out the one model, I think, that's blocking the charge lane. Or Karchev could spray it, or a whole host of options. Okay, so the charge lane is now opened. The Eliminator goes across and tries to kill the other Mechanical Troll that's in the way. She sidesteps. So the heavy that's next to Karchev just moves slightly forward. Just starts beating down him for free, because why wouldn't you? And then in goes Behemoth. So 7 damage on the first hit from Behemoth. I think Karchev's on nothing as well. So this is like the third attack, and Karchev's half dead. Yeah, Karchev's down to like 3 boxes after this next one. It's looking pretty far gone, and yeah, that's what happens. Yeah, so a bit of a big misplay, unfortunately, by Andy, where maybe just accepts that Karchev can't go in while the Behemoth threat is there, even if it means he's sort of in range for another heavy to walk in. It's not half as dangerous, but cool. Yeah, well, thanks for watching. That is round 6. So it means Rob McCormick progresses into the final. He'll be playing Wout Mashashik from Belgium. So it'll be cool. I will get that game racked up and recorded probably now, so you guys can watch it. But yeah, thanks for joining me. Don't forget to like, subscribe, follow, use our links, and I will love you and leave you. We'll see you for the next game. Thanks, guys. Bye.